Welcome back to the Castle Super Friends! You know, I've been wondering, I've been sitting here pondering, thinking, delving deep into my childlike psyche to figure out what are the best off-the-wall N64 games out there. And I've sat there and I've pondered for days, upon days, trying to figure out what are the good ones. There's a lot of abstract games. The N64 was a very popular system. Not as good as the Wii, but you know what? Fuck it. And I think I've come up with my top 5 favorite off-the-wall N64 games. Now, before I get started, I want to let you guys know these are my opinions. I don't feel like you guys should be able to criticize me about them, because, it's not necessary. It's an opinion-based video episode thing. So I really hope you guys will be able to start up a discussion down in the comments letting me know what you guys would consider your top 5 favorite off-the-wall N64 games. And just so everybody is clear, this is not going to be the typical GoldenEye, Mario, Zelda list. And I know some of you guys are going to be saying, but Midas, GoldenEye was a B. Stop it. Shush your face. So, with that in mind, this is not set in stone. These are not everybody's exact list, even though they should be. They're great games. And here are my top 5 favorite off-the-wall N64 games.
Number 5.
I don't know about you guys, but I have loved the Bomberman series to death. I mean, what's not to love about a little cute guy throwing bombs at things and blowing them up? Story, it's kind of similar to like Star Wars. Princess steals secret data from bad guys, smuggles it to a robot, and then gets captured. Stupid gets captured. So basically, Star Wars. So, needless to say, he chases after them. They're known as the Garridan Empire. Goes to save her. Empire, they claim all the discs to build their leader, Bagular, who was destroyed back in Super Bomberman 3. So, pretty basic, go rescue the princess storyline, which is, nice to have in the early days of the 64. Mario 64 had it, Zelda had it, Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero game kinda had it. But man, I remember sitting down with my dad and my brother, turning this game on for the first time and just being blown away by the graphics. I mean, the graphics were, for its time, very sharp. Today, they don't stand up so well. The background looks like a poopy painting that I could have made in Microsoft Paint, but I digress. The things that really took me back were like just kind of detail in the foreground. Like the character models, very sharp. They had their jagged edges, but for the time they were clean models. The colors popped all the time. Bomberman was just so cute. He made all those cute noises, and I did it, and oh my god.
I did it!
And the landscapes in this game were all really varied. It goes, from straightforward grass, green plains area to a dusty area, and then a snow world. And it was so cool because it was just so different. Because it's like in Zelda, you had the plains and the desert and the water and the mountain. But it was different because in this setting, it was Bomberman. Bomberman, you're used to, little tiny 4-player blow each other up shit. This was just like, what is this? But man, it was a fun game. And the boss fights were really difficult. I remember the lion boss, I think is what it was. And it was just the most difficult thing ever. You could turn into a submarine! A submarine! You could have a jetpack and a helicopter, and it was just, and a snowboard, and it was so cool, and oh my god, it was the best. It was so awesome playing this stuff. It was the coolest. I can't believe, if you haven't played this game, you need to play this game. It was amazing. I really hope you get.
Number 4.
Kirby. Oh, what can I say about Kirby? That cute little fluff ball full of fluffiness and an internal stomach that could eat anything. How about that it's made by Masahiro Sakurai, the guy that I'm sure you guys know I love to death, because he has made one of the best franchises, in my opinion. Super Smash Brothers! Yeah, cheering. I want to hear it. But the dude made a game about a pink fluff ball that eats stuff to gain their power. That's it. It's amazing. But Kirby and the Crystal Shards turned that completely on its head. They introduced Kirby into a light that had not yet been seen up until now. 2.5D platforming. That's right, there was only one other game, I believe, in this time that had shown off the 2.5D platforming, and that is also in my list, if you didn't know. The graphics were amazing. I mean, the backdrops were so colorful and they just popped. They were crisp colors, the detail was immaculate. I mean, Kirby looked great. Granted, he is a sphere, he still looked fantastic. And the enemies, everything was just... On the 64, this was unheard of. This was 64-bit graphics. This was nuts. It was amazing. And I will say that Kirby and the Crystal Shards graphics has stood the test of time because it still looks amazing today, you know, compared to some other games in 007. And I still love playing this game just to see Kirby's different forms and all of that, how they looked on 64. And then the forms! There are forms! Like, there's not just Fire Kirby, Bloody Kirby, and Bloody Kirby. It was literally like Kirby could obtain, inhale two of the same guy and get an ultra mega ability. Like, originally you get the fire guy, turn into a fireball. Then you get another fire guy, and you turn into a phoenix! A fucking phoenix! Who thought of this? Masahiro Sakurai, that's who. It was amazing. Seeing this as a kid completely excited me. Seeing that I had the ability to just turn into a phoenix and just... And as well as Kirby being able to inhale two of the same power, Kirby was also able to inhale two completely different powers, turning him into a badass hybrid. I mean, look at this. You inhale a fire, and then you inhale the blade on your head, dude, and you get a motherfucking flame sword. A flame sword? A flame sword in a Kirby game. That's a flame sword in a Kirby game. The game's fucking awesome. It was amazing. If you haven't had the chance to try this game, do it. Do yourself a favor. Get this game.
Number 3.
Now I know you guys are going to be scratching your heads with this one, going, Midas, what is this? What is this crap that I'm looking at? What is this? Well, this, my friends, would be Mischief Makers. This is the very first 2.5D game on the N64 at its time. This literally revolutionized a generation of gaming, and it was amazing. To be completely honest, when I first got this game, I thought this was Bomberman 64. When my dad brought it home, I was excited. I was like, so you can understand my disappointment when I pop this in and I get this screen. What is this? Who is this? This character was completely different. This was not Bomberman. This had nothing to do with bombs. This had nothing to do with men. This had something to do with a cyborg robot thing. And it just was not... I felt cheated. I felt betrayed. How can Nintendo do this to me? This was just weird. The game was weird. But it took me into adulthood to realize that this game was super inventive for its time. And not many people nobody's recreated this. Nobody's even tried it. I think because it wasn't as well received as it should have been at the time. But you know what? I think that makes this game one of the better fucking crazy, off-the-wall, random purchase games. And I really think that this is a rare gem that you guys, if you don't like what you see, at least give it a try. At least pull up an emulator and try it out for a little bit. It deserves that.
Number 2.
Jet Force Gemini. Yeah. This game is one of those lost gems. Oh my god, this game. It did receive very, very high praise. It was one of those games that was just kind of, unless you heard about it from your friends or saw it or you were a really avid gamer, you would never have heard of it. Ever. Like, I barely heard of it. But Jet Force Gemini revolves around the Gemini team attempting to defeat the evil Mizar and his giant horde of ant creature drones. The game begins with the three characters orbiting around Goldwood after barely escaping being destroyed among the other Jet Force fleet by the hands of Mizar. Their ship gets damaged and they get invaded by the ant creatures, so they're forced to evacuate. Now, on the way to evacuate and get off the planet, Juno gets separated from Lupus and their war dog, so he ends up having to stay behind and fighting them off. Now, what happens is all three of them get separated, and the way that they implemented this into the game is you unlock each character as you progress through the game, which I think was super duper unique for the time. I'd never heard of a game doing that and breaking off into basically three separate paths in the game. So it immediately throws you back into the world as Juno, and you progress to unlock the other two characters as you play, like I just said. Now, when I first played this game, I remember getting the feeling of Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I really hope you guys see that. I hope I'm not the only one that sees that, because that would make me just insane. But the gore was so similar, the art style, and even the controls were just as tight and very fluid. But from what I've researched, no one has brought any information regarding it really took any kind of liberties from Conker's or the graphic style or anything like that. And this game had a soundtrack. Oh my god, this game had a soundtrack. It was top notch. It was beautiful. The music was like a mix of orchestraic and orgasmic all in one little giant clumpy ball of orgasmic chocolate. And you'd be hard pressed to find another game like this during its time. And that brings us to number 1. Oh man, I think I lost my keys somewhere. I don't know where, but they're somewhere. They're not here, they're not there, but, you know, it's gotta find keys. Conker's Bad Fur Day follows the story of Conker the squirrel, a greedy, heavy drinking squirrel who's attempting to return home to his girlfriend Barry. Hey, stop that. That isn't bad. You stop that. Stop looking at that. This is a kid's show. This is a family show. There are kids watching. There are parents watching. What are you doing? That's gross. The game was in development for 4 years and was originally supposed to be a cutesy little game directed at a family audience under the title Conker's Quest. Then, after some time and thought, retitled to 12 Tales Conker 64. However, the prototype fell under harsh criticism, being deemed too cutesy and similar to Rare's earlier platform games, much like Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64. Rare was influenced by this reception and has immediately decided to change the direction of the title and make it for a mature audience. And thus, Conker's Bad Fur Day was born. It received critical acclaim from video game critics who praised its visual appeal and smart humor. Many people actually have no idea that Conker was going to be another cute mascot under Rare's belt. And thank God he wasn't. Then something terrible happened. Microsoft bought Rare in every game they developed on the N64. They then ended up developing a remake titled Conker Live and Reloaded. But we don't talk about that game. We don't talk about that game ever. It was a bad time. It was just like, I don't... Why? They could have done so much. They could have made it amazing. Instead, they bleeped out the funny cuss word and they limited the gore. It could have been amazing. Why, Microsoft? Why? Can't tell you guys how many hours I've clocked into this game. And if I got bored of the single-player campaign, I just went and booted up 4-player, which in my opinion blew GoldenEye 007 out of the water. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, man, this GoldenEye 007 revolutionized multiplayer gaming. Yes, I would agree with you, but Conker's Bad Fur Day went and took that and flipped it on its head and did so much more with it. There were multiple game modes, and the best mode, War, pissed off so many friends and so many brothers. It was amazing, and if you don't agree with me, you're high. Don't smoke the grass, kids. But I love this game so much, and have so much nostalgia every time I boot it up. I still to this day prefer to play this over a ton of other N64 games in my library. The gross, over-the-top horror, gore aspect, horror. I mean, I guess there is a scary part, but that's not really horror, but the gore, man. And the crude humor made this one of my favorite. Actually, this is my favorite N64 game of all time. Well, there you guys have it. A highly in-depth look at my favorite off-the-wall N64 games. What did you guys think of our first top 5? Do you want to see more? Do you agree with some of the games I picked? If not, I'd love to hear your comments down below, but don't be a douchebag. Because that's just, don't be a douche. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below and maybe subscribe. Maybe. You know, it's always appreciated. It's going to be, you know, an end cap thingy. You can subscribe there. You can hit that button down below. Subscribe there. I mean, it's not a big thing. And, you know, if you guys want to see more top 5s, just let me know. If you want to see more reviews and stuff like that, I'd love to do them. This was fun. It took a lot of time, and I hope you guys will stick around for more. Alright guys, I'm King Midas, and I'll see all you beautiful people in the next video. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. It is 2 a.m. I just finished editing this video, and man, this has been a ton of fun, but also a ton of work. So if you guys enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button, help support the channel out. It means a lot. Thanks, guys.